Hi guys, my name's Nadine, welcome to my channel and welcome to my part 2 GarbAugust update. So part 2 was category romance or men's adventure, and so for that I chose Definitely Dead by Charlaine Harris. I think this is the 6th book in the Suki Stackhouse series. What's it called? The Southern Vampire series or something like that. But yeah, it's the series that True Blood, the TV show, was based on. There's always plenty of romance in these books, so I thought that would fit the bill perfectly. And I did not realise how much I needed this. I had such a good time reading it. I forgot how much I enjoyed these books. So in this one, Suki has to go to New Orleans to clear out her dead cousin's apartment. Her cousin ended life as a vampire, which is where the name comes from, Definitely Dead, because now she is definitely dead. So yeah, she goes to clear out her apartment. She's also now having to work for the Queen Vampire of New Orleans, like the Queen of New Orleans. And there are werewolves after her, and she started dating a were-tiger, and you know, Bill and Eric are still sort of on the periphery as well. There is lots going on, and yeah, it was definitely not a boring read. I really enjoyed that. So yeah, that was my category romance pick, and very happy to have chosen it. I watched loads of things, so you know, for the GarbBingo board as well. Some of them are just ticking things that I've already ticked. But yeah, I'm quite happy. I've watched a ton of stuff. Like when I've looked at the list of things, like, wow, I'm wasting my life. First though, I did DNF one film this week, and I was so excited to watch this because I thought it looked so trashy and so much fun, and it was Space Sharks. And that was going to tick like modern trash because I think it came out this year, and Killer Animals. And I watched it for about 40 minutes and it was so boring. I could not bring myself to finish it at all. So yeah, that one, unfortunately, I had to turn it off. But I did finish a lot of really cool things. So first off then, I carried on with my Alien rewatch. And so I watched Alien Resurrection. So that doesn't really tick off anything else that wasn't ticked off by the other Alien films, really, you know, Green on the Cover and long running series and all of that. But I really like Alien Resurrection. I've always liked Alien Resurrection, even though my husband says it is absolute rubbish. I just find it a lot of fun. So yeah, I watched that, and then I watched The Long Hair of Death. And this came out in the 60s. It's an Italian horror starring Barbara Steele. It was like 67, I think, 64 that came out. So it's like a old sort of black and white film, gothic chiller, and it follows this young woman mainly. Her mother and her older sister are killed when she's a child. So they're tried for witchcraft and killed. And so the family that were responsible for that take on this young girl, and as she grows up, she's forced to marry the not very nice son of this family. And then as plague starts to sweep the town, her older sister's ghost turns back up to sort of wreak revenge on the family. It's really atmospheric and a lot of fun. I really enjoyed that one. And that ticked off. What did that tick off anything? I don't think that did tick off anything. I suppose Trash in Translation, maybe? It's an Italian horror. And then I watched Brain Damage by Frank Henenlotter. So I've seen this one before as well, and this is crazy. Frank Henenlotter films, I think you either love them or hate them. So he was the guy who did the Basket Case movies as well. What else did he do? Bad Bad Biology, which was weird. I was thinking about watching that one again soon. What else did he do? Frankenhooker as well. So yeah, he does quite odd films. But yeah, this was a lot of fun to rewatch. So it's this guy I was going to say he found this alien, but he didn't. The alien very much found him and gets into his body, and together they end up killing lots of people. So this ticked off quite a few things though. It ticked off kinky sex, and it ticked off, you definitely wouldn't watch this on the bus, and it also ticked off drugs, because Elma secretes this this like liquid into its host that they get hooked on, and it provides like a sort of LSD type trip. So a lot of the time, you know, he's not really aware of what's going on when he's performing these acts, because he's high, and coming off Elma is very much like coming off a drug. So yeah, that does the drugs section too. Next, I watched Nazis at the Centre of the Earth. So obviously this is going to be a real classic film. It stars Jake Busey. What more do you need? And it's about Nazis at the centre of the earth. There's this scientific group who they end up going down into, oh gosh, yeah, they go down into the centre of the earth, and woohoo, there's Nazis there, and they're kind of zombie-y, and Jake Busey is a scientist, and yeah, it's all going on. It's very much what it says on the tin. I don't really know what else I can say. It's what you'd expect it to be. This ticked off. What did this tick off? Conspiracy theory, because Nazi sort of experimentation, and you know, trying to create zombies and stuff. I've heard that conspiracy theory before, and Hitler survived and is still up to stuff in the background. So yeah. And also it ticked off More Than Two Guns on the cover. Next I watched 51, which also ticked off the conspiracy theory stuff. This is set in Area 51. It stars Bruce Boxleitner, who I just love. And it's a really good film. I've seen this a few times now, and I'm always surprised that it's a better film than I think it's going to be. Like it's not an intellectual film, let's be honest, but it's a lot of fun. And there's lots of different aliens in it, and Bruce Boxleitner is like this head of Area 51, and these journalists are invited in because it's all about, you know, government transparency and all of that, but they're only allowed to see like the top level, but they think they're made to believe that they're seeing everything, but then one of the big bads escapes, and all hell is let loose. So yeah, that was fun. And then I watched Hitcher in the Dark, which is a giallo from 1989, and this was so good. I really, really enjoyed this. So this guy here is a serial killer. He travels around in his camper van killing young girls, and then he comes across this girl who bears a striking resemblance to his mother, who abandoned him when he was very, very small. She ran off with like the tennis instructor or something. And so he decides to keep her. So he kidnaps her and starts to change her to look more like his mum, and it gets a bit creepy. And yeah, that's her boyfriend, and he's like looking for her. So yeah, it was so good though. This was directed by Umberto Lenzi, I think. Yeah, it's an Umberto Lenzi film, so he did like Cannibal Ferox, Eaten Alive, that sort of thing. So yeah, really, really good. So this is like Trash in Translation and Giallo. This ticks off. And then I carried on with my Aliens rewatch, and I watched Aliens vs Predator, which I actually really, really like that film. I've always really liked that film. And then I watched Aliens vs Predator 2 Requiem, which is the second time I've watched that. I had blocked the first time. It's not the best. It's not the best film at all. And then yeah, that's it. The only other thing I had down here was Space Sharks, which I've already told you about. So that is my GarbAugust Part 2 update. I have started reading my Part 3 book now, which was for Sex and or Violence. So I'm reading Refugee by Piers Anthony, is it? Yeah, Piers Anthony. I'm not very far into it though. I'm only about 15 pages, so I can't really say much so far. It seems okay. There's definitely hints of things getting a bit rapey and incesty at some point, but yeah, we'll see how that goes. So yeah, I hope you guys are all enjoying your GarbAugust, and I will catch you in my next one. Bye!